over the last few days here, we have been having a bit of a heat wave. There have been a couple of days that the temperatures soared right up into the 90s, even here close to the beach. But today the weather started to break, started to cool down a little bit, and I decided to take the best advantage of this beautiful weather. I would position myself somewhere on the beach. So last night I stayed in the great little town of Carlsbad here in North County, San Diego. And there are lots of great little places to park up for the day in Carlsbad if you want to enjoy the beach. But I had one spot in mind to head to, and it was just a short little drive away from the village where I had parked last night. The other day I bought some apples, and I splurged a little bit, bought the slightly more expensive apples because they were Lucy Rose apples, so they're supposed to be this kind of red inside. And every single one of them has not been red. They do taste a little different than a regular apple, but yeah, there's not a big difference. And they're certainly not red. I have one more in the pack here, but my guess is it's not going to be red either. So I spent a little more on an apple that I thought was going to be a cool color, with the idea that, you know, I like to eat foods of many different colors. I think it's just a healthier way to go, and so I thought this would be kind of fun. So I'm slightly disappointed. Although I would say they do taste much different than most other apples. They're crispy. I don't know. Will I buy them again? Probably not, unless I knew they were going to be red. Well, in my haste to get out of the city and over here by the ocean this morning, I skipped the thing that I do almost every morning, usually every morning, which is I take a little bath. And I do that by utilizing this little pot. I just fill it up with water, heat that water up on my stove here, and then set this pot in my sink, and then I use that water to take a little bird bath. So it's something that I do every morning, except I didn't do it this morning because I was trying to get out of the noisy city. And this hasn't actually been terribly quiet. You know, there's a lot of traffic going on back here, and also there's been a lot of people just really noisy parked next to me. Music and talking and everything else. So it's not exactly the place to be, but I need to take a little bath. Now, I do have a hot water heater here on my back door. And unfortunately, recently this broke, and I need to take a few minutes and just take it apart and figure out what's wrong with it. But I don't really use it that often. I use it mostly for doing laundry, to be honest. It's just kind of a pain to set my shower tent up and set it up and get, all that going just so I can take a shower when my little basin method here works really well. But with it being pretty warm the last few days, and we've actually had some warm evenings, and I've got my down duvet out now, and I've been a little sweaty, a little more than normal. So I feel like I'm a little more stinky than normal. So I really need to get to my bath here. But what I was going to say is, if you really want to take a shower, what you don't want to do, absolutely don't want to do, is you don't want to drive over to the local campground and park in the free parking area that is just north of this little campground. And you don't want to go and buy tokens or go and get some tokens for the shower. Those showers are just for campers. So don't want to use those showers even though they're there. No, these happen to be some tokens that I have. I've had these, but these are shower tokens for the shower. But of course I can't use those because those showers are just for campers. If you go over to the shower token machine, that is right near the guard gate. And so if you were to do that and you're not camped there, what you don't want to do is you don't want to just walk through the campground and act like you belong there and confidently walk right up to the token machine and get yourself some tokens. Because if you act confident and walk up to the token machine and get your tokens, then the guards and the other people in the campground, they're not going to realize that you aren't staying there and that you're not a camper. So that's just something you might want to keep in mind. Now, another thing that you might want to keep in mind is that there is a gate that is open from about 7 a.m. to sundown here at the north end of this campground. And they leave that open so people can access the beach down below. But that's not for us that are parked here in this free parking spot. The campground is for campers only, so you absolutely don't want to walk into the campground and go up to one of the pay shower stations and use tokens even if you have some. You don't want to do that because those are for campers only. So these are just some things to keep in mind if you are like me and your shower is broken and you just don't feel like fixing it. So don't do any of these things. I'm just going to leave these shower tokens here, and I'm going to get going on my little bird bath here because I'm feeling pretty stinky. All right, there we go. It's amazing what you can do with just a little bit of water. That's about a quart's worth of water warming up on my stove, and I feel like I've had a full-on shower. It's just really amazing. And now for some lunch. So I'm just going to do something simple here for lunch. I made some tortillas last night, so I'm going to just make a couple of quesadillas. I like quesadillas, and I also had some bacon that I needed to use up before it went bad, I think. So any excuse. It was going to go bad, really. So just a simple, easy lunch. Oh, and great thing about quesadillas is I can add some Yellowbird. Any excuse for that, too. I know this isn't the healthiest of meals, but I usually just have a light little lunch, and if I eat something that's not quite so healthy like this, I will try to balance it out when dinner time comes. So we'll see, maybe I can do something a little healthier at dinner, but for right now, this will be fine. One thing I've been doing lately is I've been making tortillas at night just because it's a little cooler now that it's wintertime here, pretty much. So I've been making tortillas at night before I go to bed, which is really nice because it warms up the van a little bit. So I have a nice warm van to go to sleep in. And of course, once I'm asleep, I'm under my down duvet, and so it could be really cold outside and I wouldn't know it. But it's just a nice little trick I've found. I'll probably keep doing that, just start making tortillas at night. I've also been really lazy about making them in the morning too. I would rather get out and walk and look around outside than sit inside and make tortillas, so I think making them at night is a better idea. Well, with me being busy doing other things, I didn't realize the weather has changed rather rapidly outside. Let me show you. Well, I'm a little thrown off by the weather here. I wasn't expecting it to be dark like this today. Part of the reason I was coming out here was I thought it would be a nice place to sit and watch the sunset. I also was thinking it'd be a little quieter. I mean, I know that this is right on the highway here, but I guess this would be Route 1 basically. But I wasn't expecting people to be quite so noisy. So the road noise I was expecting, the people noise I wasn't quite expecting, but it still would have been a nice place just to hang out and watch the sunset. Unfortunately, no sunsetting tonight from our vantage point, but this does make a good time for coffee. So today I've been drinking some of my favorite brand of coffee from Groundwork, but this one is a limited edition. I think they do it once every year. It's called Supernatural. It comes out in around October-ish time, but I don't know if that's on purpose or what. They kind of play up the whole Halloween thing, but I've always wanted to try it. And I'm glad it was on sale because it's good. It's really good. It's light roast, which is the thing I like the most. But it says it's got flavors of candy corn and fruit punch, and which I find to be kind of an odd thing to say, but I don't get any of those. I guess they're trying to say it's sweet, and it does have a little sweetness. It's, like I said, it's good. I do prefer their Ethiopian the most, though. Out of any of their coffees, I do like the Ethiopian. They have a bunch of coffees, and they have kind of limited edition coffees that come out around different times of the year. This one was good. I guess I would buy it. Some of that road noise I was talking about before. I guess I would buy it again in the future, but like I said, only if it was on sale. I'm happy I got it on sale. But nice to try something new once in a while. Even though this is not my favorite, it's still better than 90% of the other coffee out there. Well, I think I'm going to call it quits on the vlog here today. I came to the spot really because I was hoping to watch the sunset from this vantage point, but since that's not going to happen, I might as well just take off and go to a different area. I normally don't park around this area, and so I guess I could change that and park around here. It's a little hard to find a place to park. Most of the places I would park around here are pretty jammed up at night, and so that's why I just don't try parking around this area very often. So I think I'm going to take off to a different area of San Diego. I do have a few things to do still with the van. I got a little cleaning and stuff to do, so I might as well get that done since I'm not going to have an enjoyable evening watching the sunset. The last couple of nights have been beautiful, so I get my share of nice sunsets. Just doesn't happen to be one here tonight that I could show you. Anyway, have to hold that off for another time. So I'm gonna get to my other things. Hey, I just want to thank all of you who are YouTube members and Patreon supporters. You really are awesome and are the reason that I keep doing this, and so thank you very much. And for everybody else, well, for everybody, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.